If you hated that Star Wars film, then I can never be your script gremlin again, whinged the rebel scum who until recently I had stopped motivating with soap, which I will start doing again as soon as possible, and I'll keep doing it until the staff at Boot start asking questions again. Anyway, I was looking forward to reviewing the film that came out this weekend. Not so much the bloated space wizard saga, but The Prince of Nothingwood, a documentary about an Afghan filmmaker who claims to have produced and directed more than 100 movies, none of which is on IMDb, and that he was even at work during the Taliban regime, when all recorded images, even photographs, were forbidden. Oh, and did I mention that it currently has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes? Sadly though, even in London, this film is nearly impossible to find, so I was left with no other option than to tangle with the bloated space wizard saga. Go me. So I think we can all agree that The Force Awakens was the greatest fan film ever made, as it was basically a remake of A New Hope, and there's very little argument to my opinion that Suicide Squad was basically a well-meaning misfire that was at least trying something new. I mean Rogue One. But it's still a better Suicide Squad than Suicide Squad. Where was I again? Oh, right! The Last Jedi, the first original Star Wars film since Revenge of the Sith, and the first watchable original Star Wars film since the original trilogy finished back in 1983. Well, I went into my screening at 10 AM on day of release because I'm just that damn cool, and came out of it at 12:50, and that's only because I had to skip out on the credits. Seriously, 4 hours? I've had holidays that were shorter than The Last Jedi. Good luck if you're taking your under 10s to see it. And just as an aside, no film has a right to be that long, unless it's going for the Best Picture Oscar or rhymes with Lord of the Tings. And much like those films, this film could seriously do with half an hour being shaved off of it, and about 99% of those minutes come in the final 30 to 40 minutes. There is no reason why the big end action scene could not have been placed at the beginning of the next film, or simply scrapped entirely. It holds no memorable action, moments, character development, and simply seems to exist to provide awesome visuals for the trailer. Speaking of which, this film has some amazing visuals that are almost as amazing as those in Blade Runner 2049, which I think is the number of people that actually saw that modern masterpiece, unlike the millions that will see this film in the next few weeks. And they will see a film that opens with arguably the greatest space battle of all time, as a lone starfighter goes up against something so huge, so vast, so massive, that it succeeds in showing us what Rogue One was trying to do. Show us the might of the Empire and how truly outgunned and seemingly doomed to fail the rebellion truly was. A theme that this film keeps hitting and hitting and hitting and doing so well. You truly do feel that there is no way out for the good guys this time. At least, you do at certain points. One subplot could have been removed completely and not affected the film in any way, shape or form, beyond allowing the film to focus on what's actually interesting. Rey attempting to get an incredibly unwilling Luke Skywalker to train her, and a desperate rebel fleet trying everything they can think of to escape a First Order fleet before they run out of fuel and... Wait, what? Run out of fuel in space whilst going in a straight line. You do know that that's impossible, right? Newton's first law states that an object will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon by an external force, such as gravity or friction or a brick wall, none of which exist in deep space. At least make it a leak in the ship's air tanks or overheating reactors owing to being under so much fire or something. Yeesh. Like I say, the film looks amazing and John Williams, as always, sounds great. Hell, they even get fantastic performances out of the cast, although I would like to find the person who thought Del Toro's character should have a stutter and have a few quiet words with them. It's a shame that his character does introduce something of a moral grey area into the traditionally morally black and white Star Wars universe, and I'd love to see him return at some point. I would also like to ask what person thought Supreme Leader Snoke should spend all of his time hanging around in what looks so much like a half-dressed set. You'd think that the budget had run out by that point in filming, and it's a shame that it does look so cheap, as it could so easily have looked so good, and so many other scenes that have little details that make the universe seem alive that this just seems like an oversight of some kind. But most of all, I want to find the person who kept putting silly little Joss Whedon-esque cutesy little quips and one-liners in the film, so they seem really out of place and obvious in this universe and pretty grating in others. They add nothing to film, kill tension really effectively, and are becoming a Jai Courtney level blight on cinema. On a happier note, Mark Hamill is to be commended after allegedly telling director Rian Johnson after reading the script for the film, I pretty much fundamentally disagree with every choice you've made for this character. Now, having said that, I've got it off my chest, and my job now is to take what you've created and do my best to realise your vision. It's the best performance I've ever seen him give, even if he should really be disappointing his English teacher more if he wants to be an effective Jedi Master. It's a shame that Kylo Ren is still running around set like the emo that quality forgotten. Whilst he does get some really good writing this time, I still don't see what, if anything, Adam Driver brings to this, or indeed any role, as with better casting and some slightly better direction, there's enough here for him to be a truly memorable and effective villain, instead of someone I just wanted to tell, pull yourself together! As he seemingly only has one, I just want a good cry face, and God, I miss good villains. What happens to them? Oh, right. It rhymes with Barvel. Happily though, Ridley further marks herself as a major talent for the future, and Boyega, he's fine in the role as Finn, but he's more workmanlike than a major talent, and although he's not awful in the role, I would like to have seen him given more to do, as his character does get some interesting development. But all in all, it's a solid entry into the Star Wars saga from Johnson, who until now was best known for Looper way back in 2012, but I think a more limited budget would have worked more, as it would have made for a tighter, more engaging film, and I am looking forward to his announced new Star Wars trilogy if his leash was given a little less slack, as this is a very good, very solid film that I think will be infinitely better on the big screen, preferably IMAX 2D, than on your 20-inch plasma. Cut the runtime, the one-liners, and a plotline giving other characters both old and new time to breathe and grow, and this could have been a masterpiece. As it is, I definitely think you should see it, but it could so easily have been a see it now. But what did you guys think, and what is your favourite Star Wars film? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, it's been a dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.